Hey there, I'm Riss Leung and I am the Auslit teacher. Do you know what one of our many superpowers as teachers is? It's taking things and implementing them in ways that were never intended. Yep. So let's talk about how this plays out with decodable texts, because like most things in education, they simply will not live up to their maximum potential if they're implemented in ineffective or unintended ways. In this video, I am going to share with you 4 common misuses of decodable text in the hope that by highlighting them, it'll help to strengthen their use in your school. Let's get started. Number 1, a common misuse of these is not using them at all. Now, I get it. I too once believed that these tools had no place in the junior classroom, but after being brave enough to step outside my comfort zone, to build my knowledge, to research the use of these in Australian classrooms, and to see their benefits with my very own eyes, I've absolutely changed my thinking around these and now see them as an invaluable tool that should be used in all junior classrooms. A second common misuse is random purchasing. There should be one key criteria at the heart of all decision making when it comes to purchasing decodable texts, and anything phonics related for that matter. It is not price. It is not who is having a sale. It is not what is the next school using. It is not even what are people on Facebook telling us to use. The one key question that should drive all phonics related purchases in your school should be, does this resource follow our teaching scope and sequence? If the answer is no, the product is not for you. A third common misuse of decodable texts in schools is mixing them in with leveled texts. So I see this in quite a bit in schools. The small number of decodable texts that you have been able to purchase are scattered throughout the leveled book boxes. Something you need to be aware of is that leveled texts and decodable texts are like oil and water. They are not designed to be mixed. In fact, they teach completely different approaches to reading. One rewards students for looking at almost everything other than the writing on the page. The other rewards students for looking at only the writing on the page. I get it, resourcing is expensive. So if you do have to use both of these types of texts in your classroom, I strongly recommend separating them and explaining their difference to students. They need to know how to be successful with each of the texts. In these books, you have to look at the letters and say the sounds, whereas in these ones, they're a bit trickier. I haven't taught you all of the sounds yet. A fourth common misuse is not understanding their cumulative nature. Each decodable text is designed to reinforce all of the explicit teaching students have had up until this point. This is why it is not okay to use them out of order. You can't decide that you're teaching students about the ch sound today and then randomly pluck out a decodable text that happens to have that sound in it. You need to ensure to build students up for success that you have explicitly taught every single sound that is going to appear in that text, not just one of the sounds. These books are designed for cumulative learning. You have to follow the scope and sequence that come along with these books. This is exactly why scope and sequence has to be the key driver of all purchases. There you have it, 4 common misuses of decodable texts. If your school's accidentally slipped into implementing one of these common misuses, I recommend building your knowledge around effective phonics instruction. Come join me in my Foray into Phonics course. You can find all the details for the next intake in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, or share if you found this post helpful.